welcome. I'm Mark from Head Marketing, and in today's podcast and vlog, we're going to be talking about getting started online. So we're going to be looking at some of the important things that you need to consider and do when launching a new website. So we'll jump straight in at the beginning, and the first point I want to sort of consider and talk about is your website itself. Now, your website itself is your most important sort of asset and tool for your online presence. Now, when I sort of talk to people and clients and businesses and offer them advice, I always advise starting with SEO in mind when building your new website. So it's critically important to get going with organic search at the forefront of your plans and objectives for your new website. So this can be things such as creating excellent content, great product descriptions, articles, blogs, something engaging, something user-friendly. This can add real value to your website, certainly in the long term. Another important point to consider is the architecture of the site itself. So building it well, categorizing it well, having search engine friendly URLs. These are important points to consider that will help you both in the short term and the long term. Certainly in terms of your ranking perspectives. Moving on to the second point that I always like to consider is the social media channels. So when you're thinking of your business name or your domain name and you're looking to sort of register it and make the next steps into creating your online presence, it's important to have your social media channels. So make sure you register and you take ownership of the names, so that whether that's your Twitter handle, your Insta name, your Facebook page name, all these things all need to sort of correlate and be the same. Ideally, the same as your brand name if possible. So make sure you've got a handle on those and that you've taken them, so to speak. Moving into the third point that is quite important, especially if you're an e-commerce business and you sell physical products, is the actual inventory, so your stock that you hold. It can be one of the hardest things to sort of manage stock inventory with an online store. Certainly during busier periods, if it's particularly busy in seasonal periods at Christmas or during a major sporting event, it can be quite hard to manage stock inventory. Obviously, prior to your buy-in and your operations, you'll have considered how many you're buying in versus how many you think you're going to sell, but it doesn't always work quite as planned. So it's quite hard to plan this. So my advice with stock is always hold a fair amount, certainly in advance of seasonal periods like we just mentioned, such as Christmas. Moving on to the next point, an important area, certainly in the UK, is fulfillment, and getting your products delivered to your customers is critical. Now, before you launch your online store and before you jump straight into sort of selling products, it's important to have your relationships and your accounts open with your key delivery people, whether that be the mail, whether that be other couriers, but have those accounts open. There's plenty of great systems now which integrate with websites as well, which will help smooth out the whole fulfillment process. But yeah, certainly a real important area to have ready for your go live date. Moving on to the next point, and this is quite critical, really, certainly in attracting paying customers to your website, is to have your paid advertising in place. And what I mean by that is, so you've decided, for example, to have Google ads and Facebook ads and Bing ads for argument's sake. So have all those accounts and all those marketing channels set up, so that literally, as you put your website live, you're ready to just press the buttons and the paid advertising starts running. Now, the reason I recommend this is that these accounts, certainly paid advertising accounts and Facebook ads in particular, they can sometimes take a little bit of time to build and get ready, and there is always an approval process from Google and from Facebook as well. So do ensure that your paid advertising accounts are built and ready to go. Moving on to the last point that I want to sort of touch on today is content. Now, I know we mentioned at the beginning your website and having an SEO friendly website, and this does tie in with it really in some ways. Content and SEO are very much linked. But if you've got great product descriptions, if you've got a sort of user generated content in terms of reviews from happy customers, this is crucial really to helping build rapport with your website visitors, existing customers, new customers, and it also helps with your organic rankings as well, because content is there's a saying, isn't it, that content is king, and so long as it's relevant and it's good and it adds value to the end user, that's what you really need to be looking at, really, is spending a little bit of time trying to generate content that adds value. And that sort of brings to a close really what I wanted to touch on today. Now, this list that I've covered, the 5 points I've covered, is not exhaustive. It's just a quick overview of getting started online, and I've offered a couple of thoughts and ideas that I've had. If you think I've missed something, or you think I haven't, or you found value in it, please do leave a comment or share the video or the podcast itself. Don't forget as well to subscribe, because we do offer regular sort of updates on our podcasts and YouTube channels. And yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope you found some value in this.